What's really good, everybody? This is Jam, and I'm back with a boom review. Become our own media. Today's album review is of Moony Mercury Baby's 8th album titled T8meless Moony. Okay, quick story time. Last Friday, August the 1st, I went over to the Direct Sciences Library here at Florida State University to record this album review. Turns out the library closed at 5. I needed to charge all of my batteries. I ran out of time. I got through half the album, only half the album. So
bring that shit the fuck back.
Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? This is Jam, and I am here with a boom review for Moony Mercury Baby's 8th album, T8meless Moony. All right. So the boom review, okay, we're not here to give scathing reviews. We're not here with the woulda, coulda, shouldas. We are breaking down the elements of the art, more specifically for this album, and asking in particular, Moony, what you want me to look out for? What you want me to look out for when it comes to this album, and listening to it and giving a review of it. And Moony says this. Specifically for T8meless Moony and for this boom review, we are going to be looking at the subject matter and the lyric content. Now, these are Moony's words, and I'll read them. This album was intended to showcase my lyrical ability and less focus on sound like flows, melodies, beats, etc. Showing people how I started making music before I got into singing. This is raw hip-hop Moony. All right, so I asked Moony if he can send me a description of the album in his own words and also an artist's statement. And this is what Moony had to say. Before making this album, T8meless Moony, I had different song ideas with sounds and subject matters already in my head. So I just went ahead and created each song one by one. The lyrics were easy. The hard part was actually creating the specific classic hip hop type beats I wanted. Each song idea had a specific theme to fit the subject matter. Example, the song Mother Nature and Father Time is about death. The beat sounds kind of spooky. All right. No spoiler alert, but that's okay. I reviewed Moony's last album, Me7odic Moony, and I asked him to send me an artistic statement. And I asked Moony to send me another artistic statement because, you know, we as artists could change over time as far as how we describe ourselves. And more specifically, I wanted to get it in his own words. So this is the artist statement to describe Moony's artistry. This is the artist statement that Moony sent to me in his own words. He says, it's kind of hard to give a simple explanation of who I am as an artist because I'm so versatile and can make many different art while constantly growing and challenging myself. So I never stay the same. Also because all of the experience I have in life and all the awarenesses I have, I just am who I am as an artist. I think the music speaks better for itself, but each project is just one side of me. There's still sides of me that haven't been externalized yet through music, such as a screamo rap album for the future that hasn't been made yet. All right, y'all, so we just got the exclusive right there. All right, y'all, this is the boom review of Moony Mercury Baby's 8th album, T8meless Moony. Let's get into track number 1, and this is Back to the Roots.
In case a nigga didn't know I could rap, so my old heads talking about take me back. Yeah, I'll take you back, give you all that nostalgia. It's a blast from the past like an M1 rifle. I'm the hardest MC/cuss millennial. You niggas not fucking with me, not even legends could. Tupac, Biggie, Nas, and Jay-Z, I out-rap them all and I do it so easily. And I ain't fucking playing, I'm a grown-ass man. I did more shadow work, I know more than them. Yeah, touch my intelligence and see for yourself. I don't need a fucking simile, I say what it is, bitch. What the fuck you niggas thought this was? This ain't melodic Moony, nigga, Moony hard as fuck. What? Rewind, yeah, you heard me right. I ain't taking nothing back, I'm at every line, bitch. You niggas thought this was the same melodic Moony, nigga, Moony hard as fuck. What? Rewind, yeah, you heard me right. I ain't taking nothing back, I'm at every line.
Man, what the? Yep, thought it was. This ain't melodic Moody. This ain't melodic Moony. All right, right off the bat, I'm thinking about Moony's artist statement. Like, you know, how do you describe yourself as an artist? The music speaks for itself. This is not melodic Moony. This is somebody else. What character is this Moony? That got me thinking. Right off the bat, I don't need a simile. I say how it is. Because what? Because why? Braggadocious right off the bat, back to the roots, understanding the tradition and the craft of hip hop. Super braggadocious, super I'm the hottest MC in the block. Other dudes think they are, but they really not. You know what I mean? Like it is taking it back to the roots, especially lyrically and especially solidifying yourself apart from other MCs, other rappers. Back to the roots for sure. It had that classic ain't do too much with a hook, just told it as it is. That one line, I don't need a simile. That one line summed it up. Right, that was Back to the Roots, produced by V.I. Izzle off of T8meless Moony, the 8th album by Moony Mercury Baby. We're gonna keep it rolling, going into track number 2. Track number 2 is called Solid. Let's get it.
Moony stay solid, you ain't gotta ask about it, bitch. Moony stay solid, you ain't gotta ask nobody. If you know that you can spot it. Don't like to talk about it. Matter of fact, I leave the past in the past till I forgot it. Moony stay solid, you ain't gotta ask about it. If you know that you can spot it. Don't like to talk about it. The more that niggas stack, the more they cap all about it. Stay solid, you ain't gotta ask about it. If you real, then you can spot it. Don't like to turn to violence, but if I gotta do it, then the shit is in my pocket. Moony ain't childish, I don't like to fucking argue, so miss me with the talking. Moony ain't wildin', but if I really got to, then I could be a cowboy. Pistol all gleaming, hope I never need it. I don't feel bad if they frown me, they don't see it. Unexpected outcome, niggas should've peeped it. Sent a soul to heaven, body on the ceiling. Damn, told his ass. Moony stay solid, you ain't gotta ask nobody. If you know that you can spot it. Don't like to talk about it. Matter of fact, I leave the past in the past till I forgot it. Moony stay solid, you ain't gotta ask about it. If you know that you can spot it. Don't like to talk about it. The more that niggas cap, the more they cap all about it.
All right, that was solid. Track number 2. Moony stay solid. Gotta ask nobody. Yeah, right off the bat, actions speak louder than words, huh? That seemed to be a general theme just in the air and the atmosphere right now. But more specifically with this song, solid. What I hear, the yapping and capping, the yap and the cap. Never heard that correlation up until right now. So yeah, cha-ching. Niggas talk just to feel good. It's like an orgasm for the ego. Exactly. Despite all of the Mercury in my chart, Moony is still not too much about just words. It's about that action, and that action sound like a pop. And it's also making me think of even when we use our gun, even metaphorically or literally, you know what I mean? These words are scathing, especially our actions. Yeah, Moony stays solid. A lot of gun metaphors, actions over words, less talking, more doing. Okay, and stay solid throughout it all. Again, it's continuing with that classic. I'm getting that classic hip hop vibe on track number 2 right away. Again, super sparse as far as the beats go, and even melodic Moony, which was all of the melodies and, you know, beautiful rhythms, beautiful melodies and harmonies. But this is raw. This is something different. Okay, we on to track number 3. And this is New Beginnings, track number 3 on T8meless Moony by Moony Mercury Baby. It's the Boom Review. Let's go.
No stopping or pausing the moment. I gotta keep going. Spirit willing forces. More powerful than yours, bitch. That goes for those that think they own shit. We're coming to a close and we in a new shift. Nobody working the old shifts. It's a new recession, shit ain't too expensive, we just thinking different. We more into self-investment, generation bossed up, unlike the grandparents. I don't look to the ancestors, I evolve cause I am better. It is what it is, take accountability, it starts from within. Driving in every spring war. You were all alone, you can only hold your own. We ain't out delusions, it's a new world. So come as you are. Baby, come as you are. We ain't out delusions, it's a new world. So come as you are. I ride your shit like a motherfucking surfer. I'm in a vibe that you shouldn't take personal. And if you do, you got demons lurking. Shadow work delayed, now you ain't past curfew.
Hold on. That was track number 3, New Beginnings. All right, man. Look, I'm glad I wore the shades because I was getting a little sentimental with that one. First and foremost, off the bat, what took me by surprise coming in and coming out was the sound effect. Sorry, that was my attempt at recreating it. But yeah, I feel like you did that in the last album, Moony. You had this recurring sound, and in literature, I can't think of what that word or that device is in like musicology, audiology, but in literature, it's like it reminds me of a motif or like a recurring motif, something that recurs throughout the story, but this is a sound that recurs throughout the album, and it's that, and for me, it's that that through line that connects the entire album and the song, for this song in particularly. But yeah, I heard that coming in and then I heard that coming out. New beginnings. The lines, the bars right here. We in a new shift. We're in a new shift. Nobody working the old shift. It reminds me of the macro and the micro, this idea of catching shifts, or like it's a new shift, it's a new dawn, it's a new era, in less pseudo and metaphysical sort of way to just say, you know, every day is a new day. We say that all the time. We're in a new shift, but ain't nobody working the old shifts. You know, I like that idea, that concept, super clever. So come as you are. And then one of the last notes that I took for this, like in order for this song, in order to reach this new beginning, you got to go through shadow work. And so you mentioned taking accountability. You mentioned that this shift that you're experiencing, or this person, this character, I don't want to assume that it's you, Moony, but you know, like you're saying, you know, in order to get to this place, now that I'm in this new place, don't take it personal to whoever you're talking to. And if you take it personal, that's on you. You know what I mean? Like you're projecting. So in order to get to this new beginning, it's not just wake up and like, oh, new beginning. No, like you had to do some work to get here, and in order to enjoy this new beginning. Yeah, super, well, I don't want to say super optimistic, but you know, it does give a new dawn type of feel after going through your quote unquote dark night of the soul, their shadow work, and experiencing this new beginning. And the piano had such an optimistic feel to it. So I will say it was one of those optimistic songs, like, yeah, I can do anything. I find myself looking at the window and everything. Yeah, that was New Beginnings off of T8meless Moony. We're about to move into track number 4, titled A Long Time Ago, featuring Noir, My Eyes. This is T8meless Moony by Moony Mercury Baby.
Let me tell you about it. Let's talk about it. Let me tell you about a long time ago. Let me tell you about it. Let's talk about it. Let me tell you about a long time ago. A long time ago when I was more sensitive, couldn't handle life when reality was checking in. Appreciate the harsh lessons I was blessed with. I'm not no Christian, never blamed it on the devil. Yeah, accountable for every energy I entered in. Never got lost cause I with clairvoyant speech. Shout out to the past. Without the negatives, I couldn't become a man. Telling the cards that was on my hand, nothing was handed to me, I did the best I can. I understand shit ain't too bad. My Jupiter and Cap made me work with what I had. Never really seen Moony play victim, even when it's justified prayers, I don't need them. My spirit been too strong for a long time, but it wasn't always like that if you rewind. Let me tell you about it. Let's talk about it. Let me tell you about it. Let me tell you about it. A long time ago. Let me tell you about it. Let's talk about it. Let me tell you about it. Let me tell you about it. A long time ago. I could tell you about the times when I was really insecure. I could tell you about the times when I was really feeling low. When the sun was shining, babies growing, professions on my steady growth. Lessons turn to stepping stones. Here I am in front of you.
Oh, what? That was like a cliffhanger. Do-dum, 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 do-dum. Oh, come on. Let me tell you about Moon. Let's talk about it. Right away, story time. And then I was making a correlation to earlier on Solid when Moony was like, yeah, I don't talk too much. But on this track, a long time ago, I'm going to talk about and I'm going to give y'all some life lessons. Some good old life lessons. Shout out to Noir My Eyes. Is that how you pronounce it? Noir My Eyes. Vocals. Yeah, vocals. This is one of those reflection songs. Let me tell you about a long time ago. It always wasn't like this. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm solid and I'm going back to the roots. This is what personifying Moony to say. But it wasn't always like this. And this again reminds me of the craft of rap and hip hop, the connections that it has to West African culture as far as the griot goes, and more modernly, the MC. Story time, you know what I mean? Take us back and give us a gem, give us something that you learned. And so we can keep going on. So yeah, that was a long time ago. Moony Mercury Baby. Yeah, different vibe right there. I like that. Moving on to track number 5. Track number 5 is Animalistic Jungle, produced by V.I. Izzle. Let's go.
Yeah, let me tell you about Billy. Grew up in the poorest block of the whole city. Whole world full of money, go get it. Billy was programmed for big money business. Hella wishes, hella desires. Billy lost in his mind, even though it expires. His single mom would always come home tired. Remember those days he said, fuck the 9 to 5. He gon' take the cash route, that's a fast route. Got into scam and started making fake bank accounts. Now his bank account is filling up quickly. Made in a month what his mama made yearly. Shit changing and moving real fast. Despite all that, he wanted more than what he had. The internet and the deep web was profitable. Billy started looking for a partner he could conquer with. Met Jacob, he sold on the black market. A lot of body parts he got just from grave robbing. A couple licks, now his pockets looking fuller. Billy and Jacob made enough to come up sooner. New levels, new devils, better schemes. Billy and Jacob about to start a company. Bossed up, now they got some employees. The American dream of reality. Billy went back to the deep web. Assassin for hire, he gonna ride a shed. Met with the assassin and set him on a mission. All he gotta do now is wait for him to finish. Billy waited for weeks, he heard nothing yet. He was anxious, pacing in his mansion. One night, woke up to some loud bangs. Doors of security, let somebody in. Billy was afraid until he saw the face. The assassin that he hired was back at his place. Billy asked if he could get the job done. The assassin said no, his Jacob was paying more.
It's the Wild Wild
West. Moony. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. 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 Remember how I said the last track was story time? This was the story, Animalistic Jungle. I'm sitting there thinking, because, I'm like, all right, I don't want to assume that Moony's talking about himself. Like, is Moony Billy? Probably. You know what I mean? Like, it's story time. It's the art. I don't want to get too like, oh, yeah, this must be Moony. And he's talking about his life, single mom. Like, yeah, no, I get it. I resonate with. Then Jacob came into play and then making money together, scamming, getting into politics. I'm like, okay, whether this is a true story or exaggerated, anthropomorphized, I'm on the edge of my seat. And especially when Jacob ended up sniping Billy. That's a story right there, man. And that's a good old lesson. Good old Wild Wild West. Good old Wild Wild West story right there. It was Animalistic Jungle, produced by V.I. Izzle, T8meless Moony, Moony Mercury Baby's 8th album. Let's get into track number 6. This is Mother Nature and Father Time, produced by Solo Rebel. Let's go.
Stop breathing. Why the fuck you live? What's the reason? You better live your life to the fullest. No pressure, don't still enjoy it. Not too much procrastination. What has a regret and not doing enough? And that's the last thing you want. Just old as fuck in a deathbed. Stuck. Oh well, too late now. Maybe next lifetime like Erica. Yeah, start all over. Suicide dumb, can't escape but you suffer. Yeah, you gotta learn something. Let go and have fun with life. Life is abundant. Infinite time to try, infinite time to die. My schedule's strict, I'm living on borrowed time. My discipline, why I don't regret my life. I'm going in every day, every night. We source forward time, cause it is finite. Baby, it's a fine night. Let's go for a walk, get high and watch the time fly. Saturn is in Aries now. I'm impatient with how reality is playing out.
This was Mother Nature and Father Time, produced by Solo Rebel, off of T8meless Moony, the 8th album by Moony Mercury Baby. This, I'm referring back to the artist statement / album description, how you were saying that this song in particular had that spooky feel to it. And the lyrics too, they worked as a cautionary tale. Again, it was partly optimistic too, because it's like, all right, look, we all gonna die. We all gonna die. Might as well make the most out of it before it's too late. Maybe next lifetime like Erica. Again with the sparse beats. And I wanted to say this for the last song, but because of the sparse beats, very minimalistic, it does make a lot more room for Moony, your cadences and the moments that pop when it comes to your vocal effects, how you just go into the character and maybe next lifetime like Erica. It's like things like that I'm kind of leaning into and that you're playing on intentionally that makes for a super interesting listen. All right, we're gonna go into track number 7. We are halfway through the album right now. This is T8meless Moony. This is track number 7, Borican Blood. Let's get it.
Borican blood, it's all mixed up. I wish I knew more about where I came from. Can't even trust what history taught us. Can't resurrect my great-great-grandma and ask questions about the names of how the culture was. It was pure untouched. That was before they called us casino. In other words, Taino mestizo. To be specific, I'm Borican. Shout out Bahamas, that is what Kanye. Similar ancestors before us. Central or Southern America. The roots go deep with its native. Different tribes, but respect was the language. Universal, law and order. I share what I got, share what you got to. The great spirit had many different names too. In the Caribbean, I obey you got masculine and feminine, if y'all got. I'm tapped in like a weekend shaman.
That was Boricua in Blood off of Timeless Moony, track number 7. Who's that sample? You know what I mean? I like that. Let me quiet in the library. But yeah, Eric Kilo? I thought I heard that. All right, right off the bat, this is a personal historiography. You know what I mean? This is your oral history put into a song. Not only are you claiming the parts of your cultural heritage that you do know, you're also, admitting to and putting out there, like there's a lot that we don't know. And there is a lot that we don't know about our personal history on purpose. And admitting to that and at least putting that out there for people like me to hear and be like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Why don't we know too much of it? But what I do know, I'm going to hold on to it. All right. Shout out to the Borican blood. I got Panameño blood. You know what I mean? Mi madre es chiricana. Shout out to the Guna and all them. But yeah. I like that track. I like that sample. I got to look up that sample. Matter of fact, I got to interview you, Moony. Like to get like a real like back and forth about dissecting what it was like to put this album together and specifically this song. But we're going to keep it rolling. All right, you already know what it is. This is a Boom with the Boom review. This is track number 8, Angelic Girl, featuring Dave Beyond.
I don't think I need anyone, but I do want you. Yeah. Best of both worlds, beauty inside and out. Fast mind and an ass look fine, but the best part is she is genuine. One time for the real ones. She don't need a fake ass or sex, she got a real heart. And she know me out, not a sugar mama. She paid bills too, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, she made all my album covers. She made close to me a real power couple. Can't get no better, I think she's destined for me. And the shit she was showing if you're really to it. Moony Venus, baby, she got a lot of love. Started out as friends, gotta go on. Hey, I can't complain, God. Kinda glad the previous girls ain't work out. And that's on the greatest great story, nigga. Yo, Dave, it's all about yours. Yeah. Out of all the beautiful things in the world, there's only one thing that's always kept me inspired, and that's a woman's love. Check it. It's so hard to find somebody in this world who might not overtaken by nonsense. Standing on begging for my shit. She a bad motherfucker, hold me down like cement. No secrets between us. Child of Venus, finals addicted to these other bitches. I'm John Cena. Got my undivided. We can sit in silence so we can chat all day. Laugh and play the sex, be great and generous.
Track number 8, Angelic Girl, featuring Dave Beyond on Timeless Moony. Shout out to all the angel girls out there. One of the lyrics that stood out to me was "Thank God," or something along the lines of like, I don't mean for this to sound no type of way, but thank God them other girls ain't work out. I heard she do my album covers. Shout out to who designed the album cover for Moony Mercury Baby's 8th album. She do my album cover. She hold it down herself. Also that sample. I liked how that sample went in and like soothing Motown and then picked up with a more current sound. I like that. And then you can hear the sounds all over again. Yeah, that's that love song right there. That was Angelic Girl featuring Dave Beyond on Timeless Moony. That's Moony Mercury Baby's 8th album. We're about to keep it going. This is track number 9 titled Synthetic Abundance, and it's featuring Saint Uno. Let's go.
You got a world on a string. You think you got everything. You got something else.
Yeah. What?
You got something else.
You got nothing. Yeah, niggas slave away just to make it. The people say, look at what we created. So many niggas all that time wasted. Pretending seconds to green piece of paper. Do you feel fulfilled, Shadow Gov? All the hands are raised, put up, and you just sit back and observe them all. Like, wow. That's some real control free shit right there. Get a fucking life, you got nothing at all. Wanna own the whole world, you got broke ass no more. You fucking poor. Now turn that psyop off.
You gotta work on the string. You think you got everything.
So the world got tools genetically modified engineered taste buds. The body can't taste subtle undertones and accents of all the genetics I'm made of. You wanted to make love, I wanted to take drugs. I'm wise and gentle, just to stay dumb. You got two different time of times. Like when I wake up, you asking me I'm ready, just how my day was.
You got nothing at all. All right, that was Synthetic Abundance, track number 9 off of T8meless Moony. You got nothing at all. All right, what I noticed right off the bat, back to back, was both track 8 and 9 had those samples in there. Yeah, 8 and 9, track 8 and 9 had 2 samples back to back. What is that sample? You got nothing at all. Moony talking to the shadows, directly to them folks who be putting on them psyops behind the scenes. It's like just trying to keep up the facade. Just chill out. Maybe you'll smile a little bit more. You think you got abundance, but it's a synthetic type of abundance. You got nothing at all. All right. This is track number 10, Singy Rap, produced by Solo Rebel. Let's go.
Some flavor in here, we need some right now. A little flavor in there, we need some life now. This is my singing rap, this is my singing rap. No, we not rapping flat here. Gotta add some flavor to it. Before I add more to it. Harder than all of the rappers you heard. Coming in soft, but you still gon' head nod. Yeah, you still gon' head bob. Singing rap, nigga, but my name not Drake. Oh yeah, mind blow like a bandit cave. Jesse said it's better than Lucy. Gave the lyrics, I fill up the room, man. Inside your medulla, brainstorm niggas, we need something. Inventing new ways to see how you perceive it. What you receive it, these static bricks. To whip up some energy like you need it now. You can be it now, you on your way. Ride that flight where your ego say. I'm so damn high, if I'm you, that's hell. I'm so damn right, you wrong, you can't tell. On life now, we need some flavor in here.
I will admit that in the beginning they had me like, what's that effect called? I feel like it's going flat, but it's like an effect that makes it go like, but when you refer to it, Moony, this is track number 10, Singy Rap, produced by Solo Rebel. Moony, when you referred to, you said, now we not rapping flat here. It reminded me of the beat and how the beat is flat. We need some flavor in here. The flat piano, look, again, it had me like, look, old heads had their mind blown. That's taking me back to the first track, back to the roots. And, you know, again, shouting out the old heads in rap and just old heads in general. But yeah, keep calling them out and, you know, also call them in. You know what I mean? It's time for the old heads to get with the new vibe as well. And that's in, you shouted out Drake, but that also reminds me of Cudi, the hums. I mean, he ain't make humming. But, you know, it did give me that like, and then the Drake made me think of Kid Cudi. They came out around the same time. But yeah, that was Singy Rap. We need some Singy Rap. We need some flavor in here. I wasn't expecting that. It's not melodic Moony. I wasn't expecting it. But yeah, still gave us that Singy Rap. And we're on to track number 11. This is called Self Autocorrect and it's featuring Sweatzel. This is T8meless Moony by Moony Mercury Baby.
Myself everything that I need. There's nothing that you can come off of me. All of the lying, the face of the beast. I tie up my mane and I rip up the sheep. I take all my pain and obtain and release. I'm giving no fuck about the shit that you see, little bitch. Hey, I never needed nothing, just me. Being myself is not my specialty. I can't hang around in the crowd with you bitches. None of that shit really my cup of tea. I see what I see and we still disagree. I get what I get and I be what I be. talent, I deserve that. All that work, couldn't even do half. Careful what you ask for, as you get to heaven, has to get through hell. I highly doubt you could withstand that. Bitch, you nigga couldn't walk my path. All them nights I ain't taking no nap. In my eyes, I get the bag. Literally, nigga, you gotta be kidding me. My flows will never get old for centuries, cause I just grow infinity.
Track number 11, that's Self Autocorrect featuring Schwetzel. Right off the bat, Schwetzel, I was like, is this a feature? Is this a guest verse? Man, that was the half the song. I said that was what, 76 bars? Like, that's not no 16 bar verse. That's half the song. And the beat changed, the cadence changed. Then the beat changed when Moony came in. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. We on a different vibe. Self autocorrect. All right, a lot of motherfuckers is just copying and pasting. Self autocorrect. I like the typo references, the technology references, the copy and pasting. Yeah, what are those horn synths? This probably wasn't it at all. But yeah, that was a vibe. That was track number 11, Self Autocorrect featuring Schwetzel off of T8meless Moony. We're moving into track number 12. This is We Back, produced by Solo Rebel off of T8meless Moony by Moony Mercury Baby. This is the Boom Review. Let's get it.
No European had to make a new discovery. Fascinating escape, damn pain and suffering. A new world, a new system, mental illness. Yeah, nigga, I said it. Get your money so far away from spirit became a damn agent. Fake vessel, intent is very tainted. You mean well, but still under hella layers. This life, shadow work is no joke. That's why you cry, you can't laugh, you want more and learn more, but for all the wrong reasons. And never learn your lessons, you slip up and repeat them. Wanna be the smaller man? Well, goddamn, if you don't like the hell you in, learn to ascend. Yeah, but people rather go and chase a damn desire, not knowing that the answer was always deep inside of real shit. Okay, yeah, I remember where we love this at. This one is simple, show us all again. We back, we back, we back, we back. Yeah, back from the past. Oh.
We back from the past. Moony, that was We Back. Track number 12 off of T8meless Moony, produced by Solo Rebel. Right off the bat, the singy rap. It was a singy rap, but the singing in the chorus. I'm like, all right, so Me7odic Moony is back. He back. Back from the past. Back from the last album. All right, I like that. We back. Back from the past. The vocal changes in the second or third verse, I believe. And then I'm thinking, I started to find that through line again. The makes me think of literally every song, and I just like transport to that song. Maybe I'm getting the whole timeless theme, the timelessness. We back from the past. Track number 1, Back to the Roots. A new beginning, a long time ago. T8meless Moony. I'm getting the story of the whole, but we not done yet, okay? Because we are moving on to track number 13 off of T8meless Moony. This is Inconsiderate Species featuring Dolo the Pilot Man off of T8meless Moony. Let's get it.
These homies inconsiderate. That's why I'd rather separate. Train your energy, steal what you did. And forget about who they get it from. These humans inconsiderate. All they know is inconsiderate. Till your character spits you out. Now they think they do you better. I was sitting in the background, my phone pretty brushes with some laptops. Chickens niggas scary like you in the cemetery. One nigga back and nigga chicken berries. Other nigga going fag like gorillas but no military. I'm just trying to be a visionary. Any weapon for niggas can get crushed and it's scary. I'm just looking for some similarities I can make a band with. These new age nigga go and get some band with. Hell, confused, you ain't bad shit. Yeah, you gotta practice what you reading. I ain't in my way to hell. I ain't nothing with no healers. I got magic when you healers. Spirits coming hunting every weekend. Maybe I was talking to the wind. Mama let him in. That's a motherfucking style game. What direction did you go? Help us God's way.
That was track 13, Inconsiderate Species, featuring Dolo the Pilot Man off of Moony Mercury Baby's 8th album, T8meless Moony. All right, off the bat, you're talking about humanity, talking to humanity. What I wrote down was from this narrator perspective, from this higher self. And again, I'm getting that, you know, we are nearing the end of the album, so I am getting that overall through line, overarching theme, especially with that sound. But also there's this concept that you are both within your humanity, Moony, and without your humanity. And so this one, towards the end, track number 13, you're kind of getting this bird's eye view and you're speaking to the entire species of humanity and really saying what you've been saying from track number 3, New Beginnings. So, you know, like, do your shadow work, you know, like y'all are in too deep with the BS when there's greater things to do, like creating bands, like the Flight Boss had said in his verse. What direction are you going in? Hope is God's way. That was Flight Boss, aka Dolo the Pilot Man. Yeah, Inconsiderate Species. This flow has, or not this flow, sorry, this beat, I think it's the pianos. It's given that optimistic view, you know, like, yeah, you're chastising humanity, but at the same time, it's like, you're also telling folks what to do to get in shape, and then also what it is that you're not doing, not being in cahoots with these motherfuckers at the same time. But you know, it's not like a whipping them with the belt. It's like, just get it right, because the beat make you be like, yeah, like I ain't shit. I'm listening to it as a human. I'm like, you know what, I ain't shit, but you know, I guess I could be some one day if they talking about it. That was Inconsiderate Species off of T8meless Moony. We're moving into the very last track off of T8meless Moony, the 8th album by Moony Mercury Baby. This track is called Brand New Balance. Hold up, that was Brand New Balance off of T8meless Moony, the 8th album by Moony Mercury Baby. This is gonna wrap up the Boom review right here. Okay, Brand New Balance. Shoe owners wish they were this grounded. Yeah, wordplay. Also, a full circle moment. Brand New Balance, back to the roots, new beginnings. Yeah, often riding off into the sunset is what I was getting. What did it take to get that brand new balance? It took this entire journey the album. It took the entire story. I want to read these words that you have put in the description on YouTube for T8meless Moony. I'm going to read it. It says, T8meless Moony, 14 songs created throughout the first half of 2025. T8meless Moony is Moony Mercury Baby's 8th album. This is Moony's Rappity Rap Hip-Hop project, showcasing his skill through the style of how he started out, rapping, no singing, a complete 180 from his last album, Me7odic Moony. This is Moony Mercury's most focused subject matter and lyric content yet. Diverse, deep topics, storytelling, clever bars, and raw flows for the old heads to appreciate. The beats are unique and timeless, making T8meless Moony an instant classic for generations to come. Well, you know what, Moony? Those were your words, and I couldn't have said it better myself. My first time listening through T8meless Moony, he takes you on a journey from beginning to end. You have songs like We Back, New Beginning, Back to the Roots, Brand New Balance. These are sort of like epic chapters within one large epic of saying what to Moony is timeless. Coming back to the roots, I imagine, you know, you coming back into this lifetime with your awareness that you have accumulated over time, and you're remembering what it is that you had went through. But what I'm getting from all of the stories, especially from Animalistic Jungle and Mother Nature and Father Time, you're bringing out gems and you're leaving kind of like breadcrumbs and Easter eggs and gems for, like you were saying, the old heads and for generations to come to enjoy. T8meless Moony is exactly that. It is timeless. It does reach back to the dawn of hip hop. It has that boom bop, but it also has this new age. It has this new generation flow to it as well. That also comes out in your bars, in your clever bars. It does come out in the deeper topics as far as what folks our age are talking about, and like getting real and getting raw within our storytelling, and not just making it about what's happening in the pop culture zeitgeist right now, but how are we even adding to the pot? And I think one of the hidden gems in this album is Boricua blood, is that discovery and that reclamation of your cultural heritage and what that means for the next journey. Now, this is a timeless journey of what we have right here. But again, going back to what it is that we can do for the next one, because I know this ain't the last album. This was a boom review of Moony Mercury Baby's 8th album, T8meless Moony. You can stream T8meless Moony on all platforms, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify. You can check out all of Moony Mercury Baby's socials here. Got the shirt right here. It's also for sale on his website. All right, and this is Jam with a boom review. What should I review next? What should I review next? What should I review next? Tell me in the comments section. You can also email me at boomcommunity10@gmail.com and let me know what to review next. All right, I am Jam, and this is the Boom Review. Boom.